rival leaders are moving closer to resolving the political crisis. The UN envoy to Libya, Ghassan Salame, has told the Security Council that his action plan for a Libyan-owned political process is gaining traction. CGTN's Liling has more details from the UN headquarters in New York.
UN envoy to Libya, Ghassan Salame, said the key meetings he has organized between the House of Representatives in Tobruk and the High Council of State in Tripoli have made progress. The envoy indicated there was a convergence of views that may pave the way for a political process in the country, which has endured years of civil war. This includes mutual recognition by the rival parliaments of the two assemblies and their acknowledgement of the UN-brokered Libyan political agreement as the only framework to peace in Libya. But some important sticking points remain.
I am quite confident we are close to a consensus. We will not tailor a process to pick particular candidates, and any mechanism to select a new presidency council and government must be transparent and fair. I am pleased to report that the Libyan public has overwhelmingly welcomed this principled approach.
Plans are also underway for a national conference to take place in February for Libyans to own their political process.
The national conference will give Libyans from all across the country the opportunity to come together in one place for the first time, to renew their common national narrative and to agree on the tangible steps required to end the transition.
Salame also talked about the need for accountability for crimes committed during the Libyan civil war and said if Libyans cannot combat impunity for war crimes, then it may be time for the international community to consider options, including joint tribunals. Liling, CGTN, New York.
Well, the UN isn't the only one concerned about Libya. Foreign ministers from 3 North African countries have met in Egypt to discuss the ongoing crisis. They've reiterated their support for UN envoy Ghassan Salame. But at the same time, Tunisia, Algeria and Egypt have pledged to do their part to bring all Libyan parties to the negotiating table.
After consulting the president in Carthage, Tunisia's Foreign Affairs Minister Ahmed Hinawi has joined his counterparts in Egypt to discuss the situation in Libya.
The summit between Egypt, Algeria and Tunisia aims to resolve the Libyan crisis. It's our common concern.
Libya's neighbors have been affected by the ongoing conflict, but Tunisia believes the UN still has a role to play.
Together we can revive the UN peace initiative and facilitate the special envoy's mission. We are working on paving the way for dialogue between Libyan factions to reach a peaceful settlement.
Political analysts are concerned that the prolonged war in Libya threatens the security of its neighbors.
Tunisia, Algeria and Egypt can put pressure on Libyan tribal leaders, politicians and public figures to make concessions. Otherwise, the chaos could spread throughout the whole North African region.
In 2014, Tunisia's coastal city of Hammamet hosted the first meeting of foreign ministers from the 6 countries bordering Libya. But despite several other similar gatherings, the political turmoil continues.
The United Nations has been successful in bringing Libyans to the negotiating table. However, it has failed to resolve the crisis once and for all. Analysts now believe that if the country's North African neighbors work together, they have a good chance of succeeding. Adnan Shawishi, CGTN, Tunis, Tunisia.